Welcome back, my friends, to this final session. So today we will be working on this building, which is the last building in our game environment. And I will be using this picture over here as our reference image. So what do we have here? As you can see, we don't have too much details on this building. All we have to do is to make room for this garage over here and work on these pipes. And for this air conditioner, I'm going to just duplicate this one. Duplicate it and put it right there. Okay, so let's get started. First thing, I'm gonna take this cube, I'm gonna take it into another layer. Let's move it to layer 6 here. Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is to work on this part in the top of our building. I'm gonna take this piece and extrude it outside the building. So let's do that. First, I'm gonna insert edge loop, move it up, and let's select these faces and extrude them out. These don't need this one in the back. Okay, I'm gonna hit extrude. Yeah, something like this. And let me take this edge and bring it here. I'm gonna activate the snap and let's move it right here. There we are. Okay. Now let's work on this garage. So for this garage, I'm gonna insert double edge loop here and let's move it to the side here. Take this edge. First, let me turn on the screencast keys. Okay. Maybe I need to bring it here. Next, let's insert another edge loop on the horizontal level. Something like this. Yeah. And I'm gonna take this face and extrude it backward. Let me deactivate this snap and let's extrude backward like this. And I think we have this little part in the bottom of this garage, so let's work on it. I think I'm gonna bring a cube, so Shift S, cursor to select it, and Shift A, and let's bring a cube. There we are. Scale it on the X. Okay. Scale it out. And let's grab these faces and make some adjustments. And for this bottom face, I need to snap it. So let's turn on the snap and I'm gonna bring it here so that they can be aligned. There we are. I think I'm gonna insert an edge loop here. And let's bring this face down a little bit. Yeah, like this. And for these vertex, let's bring them to the left. And also these, gonna bring them on the y-axis. And there we are. Okay. Now let's work on these pipes. For these pipes, I'm gonna use just a cube and keep extruding it all over the building. I think I'm gonna start from this position. Here. Shift S, cursor to select it. Shift A, bring a cube. Let's bring it up. Let's turn on the wires for this little cube. There we are. I think the scale of this cube is right. I don't have to scale it. I don't need to scale it up. So let's take this face and move it all the way to this point. Then I need to make that curve, that rotation over here. So extrude, spin on the z-axis like this, extrude, rotate on the z-axis, and I'm gonna continue doing this. So extrude one more time, spin on the z, there we are, and I think I'm gonna add the last one. So extrude. Now I need to scale it on the z, on the y. So scale on the y, hit 0. There we are. Bring it inside. Let me scale it on the x a little bit. Yeah, something like this. Now let's extrude it. Here. We need to make room for the other building. This one. So we don't need to go all the way to the end. So I'm gonna insert double edge loop here. Scale it on the y. And let's extrude this little piece down. I'm gonna grab this face and extrude it back. Extrude like this. Maybe I need to scale it down a little bit, like this. Okay. Now I'm gonna insert another edge loop here, bring it down, and let's take this face and go inside the building, like this. There we are. Okay, let's try something. I'm gonna take this edge and move it up a little bit. Yeah, something like this. Okay, cool. Now let's work on this side. So what do we have? We have this little part over here and another one over here. But I think I need to move it up a little bit like this. Okay, go to the edge mode and let's insert double edge loop over here. Scale it on X. Okay. And let's extrude this face down. Extrude. Let's go inside. Rotate on the X. Maybe I need to take this one first. Rotate on the X axis. Move it here and let's do the same thing for this. So Alt select for selecting everything. And let's go. Wait, I need to undo that. Alt select to select all the edges. I'm gonna select them this way, manually. Rotate on the X. And let's go inside. Like this. And there we are. Now let's add another part on this level over here. So let's bring this face to the left and insert a double edge loop. Scale it on the X. There we are, and let's grab this face, extrude it up. Extrude. And let's go inside. Spin. Extrude. Rotate, and let's go inside. There we are. Okay. We have it. Now for this pipe on the left of our building. So I'm gonna bring cube. I'm gonna start with the cube. Shift A, bring a cube. Move it here and scale it down. Scale on the Z-axis. Yeah, something like this. Maybe I need to scale it down a little bit. Or you know what, I'm gonna leave it just like that. Spin it on the z-axis by 45, and let's see. Yeah, there we go. Let me activate the wires. Okay, we're good. Now let's go to the back here and extrude in the bottom. Extrude. First I'm gonna leave the rotation until the end. So rotate by 45, and let's work on it like this. Rotate on the X, extrude, rotate, and let's grab this face and extrude it inside. But first, scale, and let's go inside like this. There we are. Just to make that emptiness inside this pipe. Scale. Scale on the Y. There we go. Now we can see inside this pipe. Okay, now let's work on these little pieces that hold this pipe to the wall. So for this, bring the cursor to select it, and let's Shift A, bring a Q, scale it on the Y, like this, scale on the Z, and let's try to make these curves on the sides of these pieces. So insert a double edge loop, scale on the X, and let's bring these faces back, like this. Scale on the X, and let's try to extrude, and scale on the X. There we go. That's what I want. Okay, yeah, maybe I need to scale it on the Z-axis, making it smaller. There we are. And for these sides, maybe I need to scale them down like this. There we are. Now let's duplicate this part. How much? 1, 2, 3. 3 parts. Move the first one here, and let's activate the wires for it. Duplicate the next one in the middle, and the other one down here. Gonna select everything and join all the pieces into one piece. So Control G, and there we are. Now let's spin it on the Z-axis by 45. Excellent. There we go. Okay. I think this is it. Yes, for this air conditioner, I'm gonna just use the other one on the workshop. I'm gonna leave that until we finish. So now let's work on texturing and unwrapping our building. So for the texture, I'm gonna just use a wall texture, and for these pipes I'm gonna use just a black color. So let's do that. Make sure you are on cycle render mode, and let's go to this icon. We've already covered these texturing methods in the previous tutorials. So let's call it building wall, and I'm gonna assign the material to wall 1. I'm gonna leave a link below so that you can download these textures. Let me split the scene, and let's choose this UV image editor. switch to materials, and let's assign this material. Assign and unwrap it. Okay, let's scale it by 5. No, that is too much. Scale by 2. Okay, that's good. Nice. And for this garage over here, I'm gonna add another material with this sign, plus sign over here. Gonna call it G garage. Change this to image editor, image texture, and let's bring our texture. I'm gonna use the second one. Select this face and assign this material. Go to the front, project from view. There we are. Okay, now for this little piece down here, I'd like to have it black. I'm gonna assign a black color to it so that we can identify the bottom of this building. So let's select this, add a new material, call it black color, change it to black, and assign it to this material. There we go. And for these pipes over here, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna choose the black color for them. So black color, this one, and there we are. And for this pipe, I would like to have it gray. So add gray color, change its color to gray, and there we are. Okay. There we are, our building is ready. Okay, so let's go back. I'm gonna select everything and let's go back to our game environment. So shift selected and let's bring all the other layers, and there we are. Now let's add a texture to our ground. Yeah. So I'm gonna do the same process. Go to this icon, let's add a new, gonna call it ground, and I think I'm gonna use change to image texture, open textures, and let's use ground, this ground, and there we are. Okay, let's join this. So shift F10 so that we can go to the work mode, and there we are. So our game environment is ready now. So the next step is I'm gonna take it into Unity. Okay, now let's export our project into Unity. So I think we're done. Yeah, everything is set in place. Okay, let's export this project into Unity. So files, export FBX, and I'm gonna go to the assets and let's export it here. Okay, and let's wait for it. Let's wait for the project to be exported, and there we are. Let's take it here, and there we are. Okay, now for the materials, for the textures. So these are the textures used in this project from the beginning until this tutorial. So I'm gonna create a new folder and I'm gonna call it textures, and let's bring these textures here. Okay, let's wait for it. And after that, I'm gonna talk about the next project that we will be working on in the next tutorials. Okay, so here we are. Now I'm gonna start assigning these textures to our project. So I'm gonna start with the ground. We have our ground material. This one assigned here, and there we are. And let's start with this building. Windows 1. This Windows. And for the bricks 1. Door materials, this one. And what else? Wall 1. This one. Just assign these textures into the right place. And the gray color, I'm gonna just change this color over here to a darker color, like this. There we are. Okay, now let's move to this building here. So we have the gray color. Let's make it first. Then we have G1, which is, I think, the garage. This garage. Yeah. And I think this material is standard material, so I'm gonna leave it just like that. And for the wall, let's use the wall 1. There we are. For the black color, I'm gonna change this to black. Okay. I think that this material over here is for the lights. So let's try to make it a little bit yellow. No, I don't think so. These are separate objects, by the way. Yes. So for the lights, let's try to use a yellow light. Yeah, there we are. Okay, now let's move to this parking. So what do we have? We have the wall 4. Let's assign this wall, the building, this one, and the wall 3. As you can see, we are building our scene, texture by texture. Okay, what else? Wall 1, already assigned. And there we go. For these, I'm gonna choose bricks 2. So assign this. And for the other building over here, yes, it's already assigned. Perfect. Now for these stairs, I think I'm gonna just use black color. Yes, this one. Change it to black. And there we are. Now let's work on this building, and after that I'm gonna jump to the workshop. I'm gonna leave the main building to be the last. So the black color, make it a little bit darker, and for the garage, let's try this one. But you know what, let's use the default gray color, garage. Okay, and for the building, I think we're going to use wall 1, this one. And there we are. Let's try wall 2. I want to make it distinctive from the other buildings. So let's try this one. Okay. Now let's work on the workshop. First, let's assign the bricks. These bricks. Assign this material. There we go. For the windows, let's use these windows. There we are. For the door, let's assign this texture over here. Custom shop, I'm gonna use this garage. There we are. Shop 2, this blue garage. Okay, now for this little piece, I'm gonna use the wood texture to it. So let's bring this here. For these little pieces over here, we have AC1, which is the air conditioner one, and we have the AC2, which is this one, the side of our air conditioner. Okay, what else? We have this little piece over here. Let's change it to wall one, and this is it. Yeah, for this piece, let's make it gray color, or let's make it black, just like the other pipes. Okay, there we are. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the next project. So in the next project, we will be working on this car over here. I want to be driving it in Unity, so we will be assigning some scripts, some car scripts to this car so that we can drive it around here. And after that, I want to work on the inside of our custom shop. Yes, we will be working on the inside so that we can take our cars and customize it. So for example, this car will change these rims. Yes, we will add some features in the back, change this bumper over here, and add some features in the back. This little piece over here above the trunk. And the most important thing is I want to put a cut in the hood over here, and I want to make some supercharger in the hood of our car so that we can go inside and customize it inside the custom shop. So okay friends, this is it. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I really appreciate that, and I'm gonna see you in the next projects. Take care.